another episode of Auto Answers. Today we are going to talk about personal finances during the lockdown period. This lockdown period has strained most of our wallets, but we need to know how exactly to use our money and where to put our money. And for that we have a renowned CA from Mangalore. We have CA Kiran Vasant. So thank you, sir. Welcome for coming and speaking to us today. It's actually a pleasure to have someone like you, someone who has so much experience in the field, someone who has had so many people over this period of time and who has given good advice to people to come here and give us some advice on personal finances. Thank you, sir, for coming today. As you know, we are in a very difficult time right now. There is so much of uncertainty everywhere. The virus has not only made us, has restricted to our homes, but it has also restricted our wallets. The thing is, the money that we were getting has stopped. Businesses are not doing well. People don't know if they're going to get salaries next month. So there are so much uncertainties, and during this time, the thing is, everybody, especially those who are law-abiding, people who want to pay their taxes, people who want to pay their loans, these people are in a dilemma. Like, what am I supposed to do right now? Right? Till now I've made sure I've done everything that is required, but now I don't know what to do. Right? So these people have a few doubts, sir, and these doubts we have put together, and we have a few questions, and these questions are divided into three segments. So we have our loans, we will have our taxes, and then we will have general financial relief given by government. To start off with, the thing is, the government has recently announced that there is a 3-month moratorium on EMI payments or term loan payments. So what exactly does this mean, sir, and who does it benefit specifically? And actually, more importantly, under what circumstances should we avail this benefit? Because everybody will be happy when they hear that, okay, I don't have to pay EMI, but who exactly does it benefit, and when should we avail this benefit, sir?
First of all, I would like to attack the term benefit. There is no bonus-like benefit here. It is only a comfort level given to those who do not have enough cash resources to repay the loan immediately. Once post the shutdown being announced, till June 30th, if you are not able to pay any loans that are due, you will not be penalized. No penalty, but interest will still be charged. For example, you have a car loan and you are not able to pay the installment of the car loan. Normally, there is a penalty for not meeting the installment. Plus, if you don't pay 2 or more installments, they have a right to seize your car. All that will not be actioned. The only thing that you get is that no worry for now that you have to pay immediately. So that that kind of a concern can be attended to properly. But the sad part of it is that interest will be payable on the unpaid portion, because the computer does not know the circumstance. It will only look at your unpaid balance and calculate the interest. And until you'll be surprised to know that for a car loan of, let's say, 3 years, if you miss 3 installments, you end up paying at least 1.5 installments more at the end. Right? Almost. And for a housing loan of 20 years, it is much more. So my recommendation is, this is not a benefit to be used. This is only in a situation when you don't have cash, but if you have cash, please repay your loan as early as possible.
Okay. So can you explain how exactly this interest works for people who don't understand? Because I have a lot of friends who don't understand this entire concept. They just know EMI has to be paid. So this principle and the interest bit, can you just give us a little understanding on how it works?
See, let's say you have a housing loan of 20 lakhs. And the interest at 10%, so 2 lakh is the interest for 3 months. It will be about 50,000. So that is going to be added to your principal, and interest will be calculated on that also.
So from now onwards,
it will be added on the money due.
So basically, from now onwards, instead of the interest being for the 20 lakhs of my loan or the amount due for my loan, it will be for the amount due plus the interest that I've missed so far.
For this period, correct.
So that essentially means that whatever I'm lending is becoming more now. So I am at a loss.
Your borrowing is becoming more, correct.
Since I'm not paying my EMI, since I'm not paying my dues, is my credit score going to be hurt by in any ways?
This is another doubt that is raised by many people. They have been given specific assurances that it will not affect your credit score at all. Having said that, I would still, as an advice to my clients, I would give is that keep all records of payment. specifically, because you do not know, they are not attending. The systems are attending to you right now. So tomorrow if they get up and say, when did you pay, how did you pay, it's going to be a funny thing. So I would suggest that you keep all records with you. Shoot an email. In fact, SBI, SBFC, and banks like that have already approached their clients, asking them to fill up forms required. Whoever wants to take benefit of the scheme, please correspond. Keep records of all that. That will be better.
Okay.
But yeah, coming back to your primary question, no, it will not affect your credit score.
Okay. So thank you, sir. Actually, when it comes to loan, this was the biggest problem. And this loan does not cover your credit card dues and stuff like that, does it? Or like?
Also, no. Even credit card. It is your term loan, EMI, also credit card payment.
Okay. So any form of EMI. So even if I bought a TV, that EMI also is.
Personal loans also.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So now let's move to the next slide.
This is an RBI guideline. So all banks and all institutions who are adhering to RBI will have to follow.
So yes. So now can we talk about taxes? The financial year is supposed to come to an end, or has it come to an end? Now this is the question that I had in my mind, because I was very happy that the year is going to get extended. But is there any facts to this?
This is an announcement from the Income Tax Department, and it is not a financial year end. Okay, let's be very clear on this. The financial year ends on 31st March itself. The only thing that is allowed is that if you have missed out, most of us people, my clients and investors, are the last minute people. And until you're pushed against the wall, they won't take action. So all the LIC premiums or PPF deposits, which are usually your tax saving schemes, they do it at the last minute, the last week of March. And last week of March, you and I and many others have been stuck, and you couldn't do it. So therefore, the government understands that and says, now, whatever payments you make in April, May and June of 2020 will be allowed as a deduction for your 19-20 years. So it's only a kind of a comfort level given to you to make this payment now. So there you go.
If I have done all the, I'm a very loyal, abiding citizen, I have made sure that I've made all my payments and my investments and everything. So do I pay my or file my income tax right now, or do I wait till the 3 months period to file my income tax?
I would say don't procrastinate. I mean, do it. If you're ready, you should file it. We are filing, so you don't keep it for the later part. But what's the point in just postponing it? I would rather file it right away. Yeah. If everything is done, you should file it immediately.
Okay. So other than extending of the deductions that are there any other benefits, or particularly what are the benefits a taxpayer has because of this extension?
Again, I don't seem to understand the word benefit very much clearly yet. It is just an opportunity, I would say. It's not a benefit, it's an opportunity. You missed an opportunity till 31st of March, so the government gives you another opportunity to make a payment your tax liability.
Okay.
There is benefit, but thank God for a second chance to it, because you could, it's out of your hands, that nobody could make the investment. Now you could do it. Let's suppose you missed your LIC payment. Let's suppose you missed the Mediclaim payment as well. Or an interest payment like PPF, which is eligible for a deduction from your income under Section 850. You can do it now in April, May and June, and then you will be given deduction previous year. Yeah, this is a unique thing. Never happened before.
Okay.
As far as I can remember, there is no precedent of this.
Okay, so can income tax deduction for financial year 1920 be claimed by making until 30th? Whatever investments are made, that can be claimed in the financial year 1920, right? So now what about for financial year 2021? So the thing is, if I use that up all for 1920, what do I do for 2021 for my deductions?
Okay, that's your option, you see. I mean, you have to plan accordingly.
Okay.
So if you are saying that I want to use it for 1920, you can. If you want to use it for 2021 also, I think you can do it. Not both, but any one of them, you have to make a choice, between the two. Yeah. But to be on the safe side, I would say for your year 2021, I'm sure the cash flow is not going to be that comfortable for an average person, For the rich, it's okay, but for the medium class I'm talking about, if you're going to make payments for the previous year now, you might as well save this cash flow for the next, after June, you make the payments for this year to make it very clear.
Okay.
But I would say it will still hold. If you want to still pay it now, it will still hold.
So, what kind of investments, if I'm making, can I make right now and also after June, so that I can claim something for this year as well as for the next year, financial year?
See, the normal payments that we get on the ATC, like life insurance premium, provident fund payments, housing loan installments, school fees of children, all these are examples for deductions available under Section 83. So you could make that now, which you couldn't have made in March.
Correct.
And what kind of payment should I keep for the next financial year? Like after June?
Yeah, the same things which you usually claim, you pay it off later.
Okay.
So you'll be in a better position, and to plan it well.
Okay.
So now you'll have to really speak to your tax consultant and get things sorted out now itself. Like that is, before you make the payment, you've got time till June. I would suggest you consult your consultant and find out how much I can pay off now, because you would know how much you have paid for the last year and how much you are going to claim as a deduction. So whatever is required, you make the payments now for the financial year 1920.
Okay.
And then what is required for 2021, my opinion is you wait till June 30th, make the payment after that for clarity, that's all. For you also to be better organized.
Okay. The income that we are earning, the money that I'm earning, let's say from my salary or anything from, let's say, April till June, this is not considered as income for the previous year, right? This
will be...
not. No.
Okay. So can you clarify this part, sir?
Yeah, see, the income tax basically is a tax on the income accruing for a particular period. So the salary earned in April, May, June of 2020 is the income for the year 2021. It will be taxed only for 2021. It is not going to be included in the previous year's income, no. Because it's not an extension of the financial year, as we mentioned earlier. Okay? So there's no fear about that part.
So what about home loan, sir? Home loan is something that we pay month on month, right? So home loan will be deductible in April, May, June also. So, but these payments also I can take as a deduction for the previous financial year?
Again, the due aspect will come in. For which period was it due when you are repaying it now? If it was a due for April, you're paying for April, it will be a reduction only for April to March, 2021. But if it was due in the previous year, you couldn't pay it then, now you are paying it, I think you can claim it for the previous year.
Okay.
Because of this ordinance,
Okay.
Thank you, sir, because these were some of the questions that a lot of people that I spoke to had. And the thing is, all of these payments are due right now in the next few months. So people want to know, okay, how do I plan this out? Like, do I make the payments now? Do I make the payments later? Do I claim deductions now? Do I claim deduction next year? So there's a lot of doubt in this matter.
No, let me make it very simple then.
Okay.
See, if the payment is due for April, May and June, and you're making a payment in April, May and June, you use it for 2021 clear.
Okay.
But if the payment was due for March and you're paying it in April, May or June, you can still claim it for 1920.
Okay. So this makes things very simple. And the thing is, we can use our PPF to balance the deductions. So if I want to use, I can pay 50,000 PPF right now, and I can claim it for the previous financial year, and I can make 50,000 payment after June, July, April for the next year. So that I can play around with, but everything else is better if we keep it as per the due date. So now can we go to a little a section where we want to talk about the government and what the government are doing. The thing is, right now, as we spoke about, businesses are down, right? Everybody is closed. So my office, we have been working from home, but half of our clients have asked us to stop work because there is no business. Right? If customers are not walking to the store, they don't have money. So when they don't have money to pay their staff, what relief has the government given? Let's say in terms of something very small as rent, right? Are there any provisions given by the government to to help people pay their rent or something in those matters?
See, in one of the ordinances, I've seen this payment of rent by the central government. I don't think that there is any measures like that. There are only general comments which people make, like kindly, at least for the minimum wage earners and all that, don't press them for rent payments. There are only appeals, but there is no ordinance or any law that I have come across which supports it or asks for it. It is only general appeal. That's what I have not heard any law for it.
Okay. So basically, the government is just requesting the landlords to not take rent this month, or defer the payment to the future months. But there is no law saying that you can't collect your rent.
Correct.
So, and the thing is, as we spoke, there are a lot of people who are going to be unemployed during the next few months. The lockdown is for up till 14th, but the effect of the lockdown is going to last for a few months after this, right? So, are there any benefits given by the government for unemployment, people who have lost their job during this period?
Again, there is no specific law that has been introduced for this. These are difficult times. We must understand that even the government is going to be at a difficult position to decide on all these matters. I think they are looking at immediate, measures to be taken to fight the pandemic more than anything else. But I hope that, in the given future, the government comes out with more lenient measures, trying to empathize with these job losers and trying to do something about it. But this is going to be a very difficult year for everybody, particularly for the middle class and the lower middle class and the poor. It's going to be a difficult year. There is no specific relief for job losers or people who have lost earnings and all that stuff.
Okay, so basically, so actually, just to conclude, then, can you tell us how do we prepare ourselves? Because let us assume, as you said, it is going to be a very difficult year for everybody, for business owners and salaried class. So how do we prepare ourselves? Like, if I am a salaried person, first let's talk about salaried person. How do I prepare myself? What kind of investments do I do? What kind of savings do I do? And what measures should I take to make sure that me and my family survive during this period?
See, the first thing I would like to say that these kind of situations create panic, and a mind full of panic cannot decide properly. So first, let that panic cool down. Understand that the human being has fought several such challenges before and has always survived and triumphed. So this also shall pass, and we shall overcome. That is the first thing you should think. Yes, it's a difficult situation. Life will not be as comfortable as in the past. But that's only temporary. I wouldn't see for more than a year or year and a half, we will get through this and we will again boomerang, well to the future. Having said this, lifestyle needs to change. Don't spread like the Hindi quotation which says, "Jitna chadar utna hi pair pakaro." That is, don't try to overspend than what you earn. So you have to control your spending. Live within your means, okay? And make sure that you save at least 30% of your income, come what may. And something like that. Make it very strict. Be disciplined on your savings, because savings is what is going to help you in the future. And that most of the people must have realized by now that it's only through savings. Those who have saved will now benefit. So give importance. Don't save only after what you spend remains. First you save, then spend what remains. This is the best policy. Okay? That's the first thing. I'll repeat that. I said don't save after you have spent. You first save, then spend what remains after the savings. Make that a policy. Just turn around a bit for some time. And that will become a habit. And once you do that, it's fine.
But if where do I keep this money? So do I put it in the bank, or do I keep it in mutual funds, or where do I invest this money that I'm saving?
Don't put your eggs in one basket. Is what I tell all my clients. Don't put your eggs in one basket. To me personally, the equity market sounds very interesting. Okay, right now it is definitely in one of its lows ever. So I think this is the time to slowly look into equity markets, debt funds. These are the funds that are going to help you. So look at equity markets, look at mutual funds, have a small SIP going, okay, and then you can look at gold and other things. Spread your money. Okay, spread your money. Even balance it out. Don't put everything in one and try tomorrow. But then you have to consult a real good financial person who can tell you about it. Plan it properly. Don't take it lightly. Don't go by what other people are doing. What my neighbor does do not suit my kind of future. So you have to structure something according to your lifestyle, your family commitments, and things like that. All factors need to be considered. So therefore, I would say, be wise. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Consult a good financial advisor.
And so now that, in the same topic, recently there was a moratorium on Yes Bank, right? So is it safe to keep some of our money in private banks right now?
It's a natural fear. After Yes Bank, many people have asked me this question. And also, one TV reporter mentioned about one ratio and said Karnataka Bank is scary. These are all people who have half knowledge. And we are simply, getting influenced by WhatsApp too much now. People can do PhD in WhatsApp. I'm saying, please don't trust what comes in WhatsApp. Okay? Most of our banks are pretty okay. Of course, there is a huge NPA that is bad debts happening, but we have always passed through these things. It will come up. So there is no fear for some of our traditional banks. So please don't have any fear about fixed deposits with banks. I have my fears with some cooperative banks. That is scary because the kind of regulation is not enough. What I feel, my personal opinion, of course. But also scheduled banks are pretty okay. You can put money into the fixed deposit thing. But I'll leave it to the financial advisor, expert financial advisors to tell you this. My personal thing is I'm not afraid to put money into the bank, a little portion of it in fixed deposit. I'm not afraid to put it in the equity market also. But cooperative banks, I have my own doubts. Okay.
So now what about a business owner? Someone who runs a business, he has to pay so many salaries, he has to take debt from the bank so that he can pay his vendors. So what suggestion, what advice do you have a business owner on how do they navigate this time?
The government is going to relax. My anticipation is the norms for SMEs, small and medium scale enterprises, the government is going to give a lot of push and support in the coming years, especially for the business part. But having said this, try to be independent of that. I mean, planning is most required. Most of my clients fail in their business because they don't plan well enough. Okay, they need to plan properly. It's always most of my clients. The sad part is that it's always become as a post-mortem. I lost something. Now what do I do? Anticipate well in advance. Have enough, resources, reserves to meet the future expected loss. So planning will help you a lot on this. Budgeting planning is something that every businessman needs to do. Don't take decisions that is going to help you for a day or two. Think of the decisions as what will happen of this 1 year down the line, 5 years down the line, and the business can be much better that way. But tough times are coming. For the next 6 months, it's going to be very tough. So live within your means. Control your expenses properly. Cost savings as much as possible. Reduce your cost. Don't reduce your quality. And have faith. This also will pass.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for the advice that you have given. So now
it's been a pleasure.
Just to sum it up, sir, any advice that you would want to give all the people who are watching this video?
Well, I don't want to give advices. I give suggestions. I'm not that kind of person who would like to give advices to people, but live within your means. Have faith, as I said earlier. Have faith. This will pass. Definitely it's going to pass. And I would not be surprised at all that in the year 21-22, India will be one of the most shining countries.
Yes.
whoever is at the helm of affairs, it has to come through. This country will grow. This country will prosper. Yeah, I'm sure of that. I'm very confident of that.
Yes, and I think as long as we plan and we live within our means, I'm sure we'll be the ones who will be leading this movement.
Definitely. We have to make it happen. We can't allow things to happen by themselves. We have to be proactive and work towards it. That's all.
Yes. And so regarding business, now the thing is, whom should a business owner go and consult to when they're doing their financial planning? Because one thing that I've noticed is a businessman, he does his own financial planning, and when there is a problem, then as you said, they come as a post-mortem to a CA. But when I'm doing my business plan, can I go to a CA? Is that even an option for me?
Businessmen need to consult their chartered accountant.
Okay.
They need to pay more to their in-house accountant to make them more active. Okay?
Okay.
Because the in-house accountants know the business better. They need to employ better people at their accounts department and finance department.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to make sure they get the best out of the chartered accountants. Most of the people come to the CAs only after the year is over.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the planning. For example, we have to pay advance tax, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What's happening in most of my clients, on the 14th they will call me. 15th is the day of the tax. On the 14th they will call me, how much should I pay? And then we make an estimate, you paid this much last year, pay a little more than last year. And that's not the way you should plan. You know, we should look at your financials for this quarter. What has happened? Compare it to the previous quarter and see where you're going. Tell them, see, this is not where you're headed.
Mm-hmm.
But our problem is people are not willing to pay that 10% more because they fail to understand they're going to earn 50% more by paying 10% more.
Correct.
You know, they cut the wrong kind of expenses. That's the problem with this people.
And if they had done that in the past, they would have known how much they need to save. They need to know how much they can
Exactly.
spend.
That's my point.
And that would have
That's
gotten them through this period. Am I right?
Precisely, that's my point.
Okay. Yes, sir. Sir, thank you very much for your time. It has
My
been a
pleasure.
pleasure talking to you, sir.
Yeah, keep the good work up, Arjun. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, sir. And the thing is, I would like you and everybody else also to tell us what are the worries that you have. Like somebody who had financial worries, we have spoken to you. And when people have worries regarding other fields, we would like them to tell us. So that is what we are striving for, sir. So that everybody has peace of mind when they go to bed.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. I
Thank
hope you
you.
have a great evening and thank you for
You
spending
too.
your
You
time
too.
with us.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
I hope our previous video has answered your questions regarding the do's and don'ts during coronavirus season, and this video has given you some in-depth knowledge of what to do with your finances during this time. Thank you for watching Alto Answers, and if you have any doubts, any concerns, please drop us a message or an email. You will find the links below. Thank you.